Sitting up onto the block or raising the hips a little. And placing one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the chest. And just allowing your breath to start to lengthen. Noticing the flow of the breath pouring into the body. And this beautiful emptying and clearing. You might like to start to awaken the Ujjayi pranayama, creating that soft oceanic sound. Not by closing off the throat, but rather keeping an openness there. And as you breathe, notice the filling, as if the torso were a canister being filled from bottom to top. And emptied from top to bottom. And at some point you can release the hands down and connect into this ebb and flow of the breath, this tidal rhythm. And placing the hands onto the belly, connect into the natural spanda, the pulse, the expansion and contraction. So as you inhale, allow the arms to slowly expand and open out, and feel even that energetic body becoming fuller and brighter. And exhaling, and the hands come back into the navel, into center. Feel your navel naturally draw to the spine. Inhale and expanding. And exhaling, coming into this one-pointedness of the navel, the hara, your center. A couple more times like that, expanding, pulsing. And taking this further, just release off the block. I'll just go sideways so you can see. Inhale and maybe arching the spine a little and leaning back. And as you exhale, this rounding through the body and hollowing out, navel to spine. Inhaling, soft belly as you open, energetically filling, expanding, and exhaling, and this emptying, clearing. That one-pointedness. Inhale, expand, like the energetic hoses are unkinked and you can radiate out like rays of the sun, and exhaling back into that one-pointedness. And one last time, inhaling to open. And exhale to fold in so the spine gets involved in the movement. Inhale and opening out. You can then release the hands down behind you, release the legs out, and taking that same sort of movement. So let's inhale and lift and expand and brighten. And as you exhale, lowering down and coiling in. You might like to come onto fists here as you inhale and lift and open, brighten through the front of the body. And then exhaling, and whether the hips come down or maybe you want to hover the hips and round through the back. Inhale. Feel the lifting and then the grounding, that alternating rhythm of the breath, this alternating pulsation of life. Daytime turns to nighttime. One last time. And then sitting still for a moment. If you need to, release the hands, circling through the hands if you need, and just coming into stillness once again. And so the pulse, this opposite ebb and flow from action to stillness. Just pause for a moment. Feel that residual energy. Taking the hands into Namaste, and again, let's inhale and open the arms out. So this is an expanded heart breath. Inhale to open, and exhaling, hands back into Namaste. Inhale, expanding and opening, and exhaling, gathering back into yourself. Last one, inhale, expanding, like you're sending your intention out across the planet, and exhaling, gathering back in for yourself. Inhale to stretch the arms up overhead, and exhale the right hand down onto the floor and leaning to the right. Inhale back up through center, and exhaling, leaning to the left, getting grounded as you exhale. Inhaling, brightening up through the center, and exhaling to twist around to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Inhaling to come back up, and exhaling to the other side. Inhale back up through center, and exhaling, grounding the hands once again down behind you. Inhale to lift and open through the front of the body, and then exhale and pause here. So the hands are just behind you like this. And then like a helium-filled balloon, maybe the hips can lift up, and inhaling again to open and lift. And maybe with each inhale, there's a little more lifting like this, the lightness, the helium balloon lifting yourself up. And then exhaling to lower and sweeping the hands around, coming back, coming to your hands and knees position. And on hands and knees, have the toes tucked. So the arms are vertical, the thighs are vertical. And then working with your cat's breath movement again, inhaling to open through the front of the body, finding that expansion. And as you exhale, round through the back and scooping through the tail. Inhaling, let the belly soften, let the breath pour into the belly. And as you exhale, focus on that navel to spine movement as you round through the back. Inhale to open out through the spine, and exhaling to round. Again, focus on that navel to spine activation. Inhale to open. Now, let the spine just come to neutral and focus on that navel to spine, drawing in. And if you can, hover the knees. So we need a strong core here. Inhale, knees come down and chest opens, belly softens. Exhale, neutral spine, navel to spine, and hover the knees. And again, inhaling to open. Exhale. So strong core here. And then inhale to open and pause here. Let's send the right arm forward and the left leg back. Expanding, lengthening. And as you exhale, elbow to knee and coming across the body, that rounding through the back. So same movement in the spine, the arm and leg are just an extension of that. Exhaling. And getting a sense of your breath being even as well. So the inhale and exhale are of the same duration. Inhale to expand. You can touch the right hand down and step the left foot forward to the hands. Tuck the back toes towards you and straighten through the back leg. Coming up, hands onto the hips. And keep that left thigh as it is. And as you exhale, lower and kiss the back knee to the floor. Inhale and straighten the leg up. And exhaling, lowering and lightly touching. So the idea is to keep this left thigh level with the floor, as if you had a glass of your favorite nectar on there and that you don't want to spill it. So this pulsation happens in the back leg. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, 100 helium balloons lifting through that back leg. Last one, exhale down and inhaling to lift. And then inhale, the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale down to the earth. You can inhale yourself back into plank and exhale, melting the knees, and rest back into child's pose for a moment. As you breathe, again, notice this beautiful rhythm. The ebb and flow, the wave that washes in on the shore and then washes back out. Slowing that rhythm down. Inhale yourself forward to a hands and knees position. Again, let's have the toes tucked. If your wrists are feeling it already, you could make fists, that would be fine. So then inhale to open through the front of the body. And as you exhale, round through the back, connect into navel to spine and even the pelvic floor drawing in. Inhale, soft belly. And exhale, focus on the lower belly drawing in as the knees hover and the spine just comes to neutral. Inhale to open out. And exhaling. And last one, inhale. And exhaling. And releasing the knees down, you can point the toes away. Keep the right hand down and reach left arm, right leg back. And then pulsing here. So exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, find that radiance as you expand out. It's not just this reaching, but as we let the prana, let the breath move the prana through the body, then you get a sense of maybe turning the brightness up. That tejas, that brightness or energy, that light within you. You can then touch the hand to the floor and bring the knee in, step the foot forward. So we've got our right leg forward, straighten through the back leg. And then fun times ahead. We think of this right thigh now staying parallel to the floor. And exhaling just up and down with the back leg. So doing this a number of times and feeling that natural descent with gravity, and then like a ball that's been a high bounce ball, but that's been thrown down, it bounces back up. So this rebound, catch that rebounding energy, and it's not just through the back leg, maybe you feel it through the spine as well. Maybe the hair on the top of your head is standing on end as part of that rebound. Who knows? All right, with this next one, you can inhale and stretch the arms all the way up. Exhale back down to the earth. Inhale into your plank. And even in plank pose, let's hold for a moment. Look into the belly and scoop through the tail. So you want this strong activation in the core, and keep that as you then lengthen the chest forward. Press the earth away from you as you slowly lower yourself onto the earth. Rise up, Shavasana, reaching the hands back and lift through head and chest. Keeping the lower belly drawn in, so maybe focus the breath more into the upper back, more into the arms, like you're inflating from within. And exhaling to lower. Tuck the toes, rise up through a full or a half push-up, and then exhaling back into downward facing dog. So then from here, let's inhale and travel forward into plank. And exhale, press the ribs to the thighs and moving back into downward facing dog. Inhale, expanding into your plank. And exhale, contracting back into this down dog with ribs to the thighs. One more time, inhale. And exhaling. You can then look forward to the hands and stepping one foot at a time forward to the front of the mat. Too much foliage there for me. Inhale to lift halfway up. And exhaling, folding yourself in. Bend the knees and think light as a feather. So this buoyancy as you inhale and rise and lift up. And exhale, this wonderful centering quality of your exhale, drawing in to yourself. Let's just move the arms a couple of times. Inhale an expanded heart breath, opening the arms wide, even lifting the chest and arching back. And exhaling, it's like coming back in, that sense of returning home. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Let the palms touch overhead. And exhale with soft knees, fold yourself forward and down. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthening through the spine. And exhale the right leg smoothly, slowly back. Untitled, your crescent pose. Inhale that fullness as you reach to the sky. And exhaling, finding the earth. With the hands, feeling the mat under the hands. Inhale back into your plank. And exhale all the way down into the earth. Inhale, rise up, maybe a sphinx, maybe a cobra. Keep some tone through the belly, and you might find that breath more towards the chest here. And exhaling to lower yourself down. Lift through the belly and rise up through a full or a half push-up. Again, that buoyancy of 100 helium balloons lifting you, and exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Allowing the head to bow here, and let your breath circulate throughout once more. Again, imagining those pranic hoses unkinking so that the energy can flow freely through the body. The breath really does guide the prana, our life force energy, through our body. Inhale and send the right leg smoothly, slowly to the sky. And exhale to step the foot forward to the hands, lowering the back knee lightly to the earth. Inhale, again, that buoyancy, the eagles soaring, and then how they beautifully ride the thermals on the way down. Inhale to step forward, lift halfway up. And exhaling, emptying. Holding into yourself. What a gift. Inhale to rise up, a long spine as you come all the way up to stand. Let the palms touch, and exhaling, just brush the thumbs over the third eye and nestle the thumbs into the heart space. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, that sense of returning home. And again, Surya Namaskar. Inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Bowing the head in, fold in as deep to yourself as you can. Inhale to lift and open. And exhale the left leg back, this time a high lunge, inhaling and sweeping the arms up overhead. Let the palms touch. And exhale to interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. This time as you inhale, lift up through the chest. And if you can, imagine with an exhale that you're leaning back onto some support. Take another inhale, brighten through the heart space, lifting up. And then exhale, release the hand, in particular the left hand to the earth, and stretching the right arm up and over. Now as you inhale here, focus on more length between the left heel and the right fingertips. As you inhale, imagine like there's your warm toffee being stretched and lengthened. And maybe as you exhale, you can twist yourself a little deeper into the pose. And one more breath here, inhaling. Exhale to twist. Take one last inhale. And then you can exhale the hand down onto the earth. Actually, some of you might be able to keep the arm up. So we'll step straight back into a side plank on that left hand. Feel free to have the left knee on the floor. And as you inhale, maybe lift the hips a little and lift through the fingertips. And with your exhale, press down through the left hand into the earth. Take another inhale, brighten through the top hand. And then exhaling the right hand down, and let's flip straight over onto the other side and take a couple of breaths here. So inhale, very deliberate with our breath. How does the breath want to move the body? Where can it expand? On your exhale, where can you get more grounded? Steady, stable. Take one last breath, inhaling. And then exhale the left hand to the earth as you then lower yourself down onto the belly. Inhale, rise up, maybe just a Sphinx pose here to give the wrists a bit of a break, but if you're good for a cobra, go for it. If you wanted to do up dog, you're welcome to do that. And then exhaling to lower. Inhale to lift through the belly, lifting up. Light as a feather as you lift, and exhaling, that grounded sense of belonging, stabilizing that can happen with the exhale. Such a beautiful thing to connect with the breath in such a conscious, awake, aware, and rich way. Let's then inhale the left leg smoothly to the sky and step the foot through to the hands. Keep the back leg straight, come up into your crescent, Vinyasa. Inhaling here and exhale to interlace behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back here as you inhale, lift through the chest more. As you exhale, where can you stabilize? Get more grounded, more connected. Inhale, brighten through the chest once more. And exhaling into your revolved Parsvakonasana. So the right hand is down and focus on length between the left fingertips and the right heel. How can you get more length? Inhale. Again, that unkinking of the hose so that you can feel that free flow of energy, of prana, maybe tingling, maybe buzzing. Maybe if you're a visual type, you see it like light sprinkled through the body. One last inhale here. And exhaling, releasing the hand down. Inhale to step forward and lift halfway up. And as you exhale, quite naturally, the navel will draw towards the spine as you fold in. Inhale to rise up, a little bend in the knees as you come all the way up. And exhaling again, sinking, settling like sediment or in a snow globe that's been shaken and set still. So from here, let's then take the weight onto the left foot and lifting the right heel to the buttock, bringing the knees together. And rather than taking the left arm forward, stretch the left arm up. And with every single inhale, I want you to lift through the left arm. Every single exhale, get more grounded through the left leg. And then as you inhale, keep lifting through the left arm, but notice that lightness through the back leg as well. So rather than this heavy tipping forward, focus on your inhale to welcome greater brightness through your body and lifting, lifting, lifting. And then you can exhale the left hand down and stepping the right foot back into this shorter stance. Bend into the front knee. Let's come into Veerabhadrasana 1. Inhaling, take the arms up. And as you exhale, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the body. Take an inhale to lift and open. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg and folding yourself forward and down. So with every exhale here, even though we're not doing massive movements, let the breath really capture all your attention. So as you inhale, think, how can I lengthen my spine like that warm toffee? And as I exhale, maybe melt in a little deeper, dissolving tension, dissolving hardness. All right, so then release the right hand to the floor and stretching the left arm up, coming into a revolved triangle pose. And again, the inhale brightening through to the top fingertips. And exhaling the hand down. And then sliding that right leg all the way back. Stepping yourself back and into plank pose. And then back into downward facing dog. So we'll take that same movement that we did before, but this time make it more rounded. So rounding through the spine as you inhale forward and then exhale back. We've been pretty separating the inhale and the exhale, but here just recognizing that fluidity, that the wave rolls in on the shore and it rolls back out. One more time. And coming all the way forward, lowering yourself down onto the earth. And come up into bow pose if you're able to. If you need to stick with a cobra or sphinx, that's fine. Bow pose is a great one to really experience the breath and how it moves the body. So as you inhale, notice how you naturally lift. And as you exhale, you come down towards the floor, this pulsation. As you inhale, go with it, lift a little more, a little more, a little more. And as you exhale, just let the melting happen. One more time, inhale, lift, 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 lift. And exhaling down. Tuck the hands under the shoulders, rise up just through hands and knees, and then pausing in child's pose. But rather than the child's pose being static and still, let it be a little bit of movement of the hips side to side. And again, emulating that same flow of nature, so that as you rock the hips to the side, there's a little pause. And then rock the hips to the other side, a little pause. Just as the wave washes on the shore and it pauses, and then it moves back out, cold back out into the ocean. So from down dog, pattern, we're in child's pose, Balasana. You can stretch the hands forward and tuck the toes, move back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and stretch let's go with the same leg. So we'll have the left leg, inhale the left leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, travel forward, rounding through the back. Inhale that expansion. Exhale that condensing back in. One more time. And exhaling. Step the foot through to the hands and coming on up into your crescent position again. Take the left hand onto the left thigh. Inhale and expand and reach through that right hand, and exhale across the body, but don't touch. Inhale and reaching the arm up, that natural expansion, and exhale, navel to spine and condensing as you twist around. And one last time, inhale. And exhaling and settling in here, coming into your revolved Parsvakonasana. So yes, I'm sure you're doing it perfectly. Rotating yourself around. And again, like we did before, we had the arm extended over. But now just focus on that length from crown to back heel. Like chewing gum, stretching, stretching. Nice work. All right, then release and touch down. Heel toe your left foot over to the right side of the mat. And then bringing that right leg forward. So you're in Ardha Matsyendrasana. So like that. And again, same expansive movement. So let's go left hand onto the floor behind you. Inhale, enjoying that opening. And then exhale and into the twist. And rotating yourself around. And let's even use the pulsation here. So inhale to open and twist. Exhale and just folding into yourself. Inhaling, unfurling like a fern, and exhaling. And then come into your open position. Inhale to open. And moving that left hip back so that your sacrum is happy. Now focus on the lower belly. So as you exhale, draw the navel to spine. And maybe you can twist around a little further. As you inhale, be backing off. Exhaling and navel to spine, perhaps twisting around further. And one last breath like that. And inhale to turn and look forward. Exhaling, releasing. Take that left foot back to where it was. And this will be fun. You'll love this. So we're going to stand onto that left leg and do standing splits from here, or our own beautiful, unique version of standing splits. So come forward. Remember, all of the weight is going to be on that left foot. And stretching the right leg up to the sky, up, like you're trying to touch the clouds with the toes. And let's pulse a couple of times here. Exhale, coil in, knee to chest. Inhale, expand and lift and open. And exhaling, coiling. One more time, let's linger here. Stretching the leg up, 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 up. And then exhaling the foot to the floor. Dangle for a moment. Really let go. Let go with gravity. Maybe let go with your exhalations. Nodding the head yes. Feeling that decompression through the upper spine. And since we've been upside down for a little while, just take it easy as you come on up, especially if you've got any blood pressure issues, and coming on up to stand and pausing for a moment. In the stillness, can you perhaps get a sense of that energy, that subtle life energy? Prana, chi, ki, coursing through the body. So we need to do that flow on the second side. Take the weight onto the right foot and draw the left heel to the buttock. So pausing here, then reaching the right hand, rather than just forward, extend it up And with every inhale, reach a little more enthusiastically through the right hand. And with every exhale, become more grounded through that right foot into the earth, through those four corners of the foot into the floor. And then at some point, like a cloud just floating, lifting up, that back leg then starts to lift, but without losing the lift through the top arm as well. The inhale brings you this buoyancy, the exhale, this stability, groundedness. One more inhale, and then release the right hand to the right leg and stepping back just into this short stance. You can bend into the front knee. So both sets of feet are facing forward, inhaling and taking the arms up overhead. And circling, exhale to circle the arms around. Interlace the other index finger in front if you can. Straighten through the front leg and exhaling, folding from the hips, fold forward and into your pyramid pose. And again, that maybe you can feel that decompression as you let go with gravity, and that it can be accentuated with your exhalation. The exhale is that natural experience of letting go. Just accentuate it more with our practice. Okay, you can release down and take, I'm a fan of the block in this pose, big fan. So left hand onto the block or not, revolve triangle, inhaling and stretching the top arm up. Find your expansion across your full wingspan, like that eagle soaring, catching all the thermal from underneath. And then releasing the hand down. And the block off to the side, slide that back leg all the way back. And then stepping yourself back into down dog. And again, you could rest into child's pose if you wanted to, but if you're able to, just taking this rippling wave-like movement. And with this next one, melting the knees down and finding child's pose. If you need to release the wrists, you could circle them around behind you. It's completely fine for your breath to be very soft. At certain times through the practice, you don't have to have this deep breathing all the time. Welcoming in this softness. And then planting the hands and moving yourself back to downward facing dog. You can then take your right leg. We'll do 3 of these tiger curls. So the inhale naturally lifts, the exhale we coil. The exhale, navel to spine. The exhale, we have this natural strengthening and then stepping forward. Inhale, arms all the way up. And then exhale the right hand only down onto the thigh. Inhale the left arm up and exhale the arm across, but don't touch. Inhale to find that expansion, maybe a little more, milking it a little further each time. Inhale. And exhale to twist yourself around and settling in here for a few breaths. Feel free to have the back knee on the floor or take that easier version if you needed to. Send that outer right hip back and add in a little cobra through the upper back to maximize that opening. Get this length with your inhale, deeper twist with your exhale. And then releasing the hands to the heel toe, your right foot over to the left side. And then bring the left knee to the outer ankle. So we're in this Ardha Matsyendrasana position. Right hand is behind you. Inhale, lean back. This leisurely, luxurious opening and then exhaling into the twist again. So we did a few different ways here. So inhale and twist, looking back. And exhale like night jasmine, just turning into yourself. Inhaling to open, unfurl, and exhale to fold in. Inhaling. Just as that exhale can be dynamic and more powerful, equally it can be soft. So we're letting it be soft there. So then start to turn into your twist. Move that right hip back into your twist and staying here as you inhale, lift through the crown, create space through the spine. And as you exhale, just twist around a little further. Inhale, think about the length. Exhale, the twist. And last one. And now inhale, turn to look forward and exhaling to release. Time to get excited for that standing splits. So uncross the legs here and your weight is on the right foot only. And in a moment, we'll lift that left leg straight up into the clouds. And of course, the inhale will help us to do that. So press down, stand down firm through the right leg, and the left leg lifts up high. And then pulsing, exhale, coiling in to a little ball, and inhale, unraveling, unfurling. Exhale, coil in that softness. And then inhale that brightness, that expansion, that radiance of the sun. One more time. Yeah. Tune into that beautiful expansion, that beautiful radiance. And then releasing and touching the foot down like willow tree branches. You can let your arms just drape from side to side. And then come into stillness. Use the hands on the earth in front of you. Turn the toes out and sinking the hips down now. Use the hands for support and coming into diamond pose. And pausing here. So your breath can be what it is at the moment. You don't need it to be anything in particular. Just completely immersed in this ebb and flow. This ceaseless throb, this ceaseless rhythm and pulsation. And going into that once again, so our outer movements mirror the inner movement. Inhale to lift and open, and exhaling, folding. Inhaling, slide the hands back up the knees, and exhale. Again, that rounding through the spine, rocking back. Inhale, back into the brightness, and exhale. Folding into the depths. Inhale, ascending to your height. And exhaling. A couple more times like this. I'll be quiet so you can really tune in to how the breath moves the body. When we go with the rhythms, go with the flow of nature, then there's a rightness to the movement. There's a rightness. It feels right. So at some point, and I don't know when that will be for you, but at some point you can come to stillness. Not only is there a sense of rightness, but I'm hoping you're experiencing a greater sense of presence. That the whole practice has been this moving, breathing meditation. And then from here you can bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. Maybe raising the hips up. From the pulsation of inhale and exhale, and the expansion and contraction, let's bring it to another aspect, the left and right. And we'll do a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana breath. You can bring your index finger and middle finger to the third eye point, and then closing, let's inhale through both nostrils. And we will be closing one nostril at a time. So you can exhale, close the right nostril, and exhale through the left. And inhaling left. And exhaling right. Inhaling right. And exhaling left. Inhale left. And exhaling through the right. Inhale right. And exhaling left. And take one more round on your own. Not just inhaling air, but feel like you're drinking in prana. Bring it up to the third eye point. Imagine your third eye point become illumined, bright. That expansion is happening at the third eye point. And after you finish that round, then you can rest the hand down. Tuning into your energetic body, your pranic body. So some say it's 2 feet around us. As you inhale, imagine this pranic body becoming brighter. Like you might imagine it a light, white light or gold light. But not just your physical body is pulsing, but so too is your energetic body. Maybe glowing brighter, like a dimmer switch that's been turned up as you inhale. It's not like it needs to be turned down with the exhale. Maybe it just becomes more dense. And if you can't see it, and then maybe just sensing, getting whatever the experience is for you. Just as we take our awareness with a fine-tooth comb through our physical body, looking for tension and tightness to dissolve, you can do that through your pranic body as well. Like a fine-tooth comb that would catch any knots, any dense areas, and whether they simply dissolve with your attention or you flick them out of your body, whatever it is for you. Just do what you need to become brighter within yourself. If that's smiling, if it's taking your hands and extracting things, whatever it is for you. Pranic body polishing with your breath, with your mindful, attentive, loving awareness. Take the last few moments here to enjoy this experience. And when you're ready to, you can remove your support and come around onto your back. Take a little eye of the needle sequence. So bring the right knee into the chest. And then take the right foot across, so creating that figure 4 or pigeon type shape, and then threading the right hand through, interlace the fingers over the left shin. And then as you take this stretch, you should feel a stretch through the outer hip, but can you see or feel or sense the effect in the pranic body of that hip area? I'm not a full believer in the hips store lots of emotions, but I think the pranic body does. But the pranic body also relates to our physical body. So can you sense anything in the pranic body that perhaps needs letting go and clearing in behind the outer hip here? And maybe you can use your breath to dissolve that. Maybe a few ha breaths, maybe with some soft, gentle rocking movement. The breath can dissolve physical tension and energetic tension. A couple more breaths here. And now releasing the left foot to the floor, open the arms out to the side, lift the hips, take them over to the right, and then going into a twist on your left side. Whether you want to uncross the legs or keep them crossed over, that's up to you. But again, not only just the physical body and the thoracic spine, the heart space area, can you feel into that energetic area behind the back of the heart, in front of the heart, out to the arms? Is there anything that you can shed or release or soften or melt here in your pranic body? In yoga, they talk about the koshas, these koshas as sheaths. You can then come back up through center. We have all these sheaths of layers of our being, the physical being the most dense that we can see, but it doesn't mean that others aren't there. So squeeze the left knee into the chest and then crossing over. Take that eye of the needle, so left hand goes through and maybe a little bit of rocking, but perhaps stillness. And rather than, the physical body, it's so dense and so convincing, it's so hypnotic, but it doesn't mean that the rest isn't potentially there, even if it's just made up. Even if you're just making it up for this class, no problem. So feeling into that energetic space of your booty, your left hip. Can you soften there? Can you allow some clearing, maybe via the breath? Shedding, softening, melting. And then releasing the foot down, open the arms out and take the hips over to the left and then the knees to the right. You could uncross the legs or keep them crossed, that's up to you. But once again, tuning in beyond the physical. Maybe imagining a light around the chest, around the arms. Taking that fine-tooth comb as your loving awareness through this area and clearing out any knots, any lingering hardness or heaviness, and allowing any healings to come, and then letting the light shine through you. One last breath here. And then you can unravel and come into Shavasana. From our Annamaya kosha, this physical body, to our Pranamaya kosha, this pranic body. And then come to the mental bodies of lower mind and higher mind. Manamaya kosha. Our mental body, so much of our awareness is captured. We live in these mental realms. So of course there's this mental body of lower mind and higher mind. The higher mind perhaps intuition, perhaps higher spirit guidance, that wisdom. Yoga is yoke to connect us all together. Just enjoy this moment of all of you. Physical, energetic, mental and emotional. And the final bliss realm, Anandamaya kosha. The bliss body. Tune into this, drink from this, savor and enjoy this. Ananda, bliss. Every cell in your physical body, like an open mouth, drinking this bliss in. Let that bliss soak into your bones. Every particle of your pranic body vibrating at this bliss level. Soak it all in. Know the bliss that you are. Your essence. Everything else is just layers on top of this. You can allow your breath to now start to lengthen. With this same joyful savoring, with this same experience of bliss, even if it's just imagined, even if it's just made up for this moment, roll with it. What if it was? You can awaken the body. What if this body, physical body, was the bliss body? What bliss to have fingers and toes, to have a body that you can move in so many different ways and delight in. What bliss. You can then roll over to the side and bring yourself up to a seated position. Closing our practice with your intention. Stated as an affirmation. I am. I am. I am filled with wisdom and joy in every moment. Whatever your intention is, repeat it a few times in this blissful realm. Sending this out, opening the arms out, like a prayer, like a wish, sending it out across the universe. Bring the hands back to Namaste and then offering out again. And as you do this a couple more times, offering your blessings out, may all beings across all realms be at peace and be happy and free from suffering.